Mr. Tan is, I think you know, the former CEO, right, of NTUC. So he has a lot of credibility, a lot of substance. Mr. Tan, give him a hand.
Okay, nice to see many of you still here. Now I want to share all my life I've been doing things differently from other people. So people say banking jobs are very good. I don't want to go into banking. The reason is good jobs, you have a lot of people going to those jobs. And I prefer those jobs which are not so popular and I have less competition. So this is a thought that I want you to consider. I want to tell you how I got the job in NTUC Income. They approached me. I never approached them. And then I went for an interview. Osman, where's Osman? Osman said, prepare for the interview. I didn't prepare. Okay? They asked me 3 questions, essential for the job. I answered all of them wrongly. But they were still quite keen to have me. So they asked me to see the chairman. And the chairman says, Mr. Tan, we want to employ you to run NTUC. I think because I have the actuarial qualification and they couldn't get those people. So he says, we'll pay you a salary of $3,000. I says, okay, I accept. 77. I says, I accept that. Then after I gone in, I found that because I have access to all the files, they were interviewing another person who was asking for $6,000 plus traveling. He's an Englishman, children's education and so on. So it must be costing them 3 times of what they offered me. Now the point I want to make was, I accepted that $3,000 because I don't know how much I was worth. And the employer don't know how much I was worth. So after I gone in, my focus was, what is it that the company need? And what can I do? And of course, I happen to have common sense and some skills, which I put to very good use. Now, the board of directors know. When you are able to do something well, they know how much you are worth. And it's not their business to try and exploit you. Otherwise, another company will come and employ you. So the point I want to make is this. Just take any job that is available. Because once you are inside, you know what you can do, the company knows you. The opportunities will come. Okay, so this is what I want to share. Now I'm going to come to the there are a large group of people in this category. They lost their job. And of course, they got working experience, so they try to find a job in the same line with their working experience. They want to get a salary based upon their experience, what they earned before. But then some of them can get a job, but many can't. All right? Now you must ask yourself, why did you lose the job in the first place? Maybe the company business was bad. Maybe not that company. The whole industry was bad. Therefore, the company couldn't afford you at your salary. What makes you think the next company can afford you at the same salary? Of course, if it is just a bad luck, you might get another job elsewhere. But if it is something happening to the industry, Singapore is no more competitive in those lines. So it will be very difficult for you to find another job in the same category. And in Singapore, more and more companies struggling are saying, I can't afford the high cost of Singaporeans. I have to get someone cheaper. So this is another big problem. Now I want to say this, and those of you who follow me also will know what I think. The field is very bad for Singaporeans, not level playing field. It's not just your 2 weeks of reservists. The disruption, when you go for reservists, the company work is disrupted. So the cost is more than just 2 weeks. It is very high. Employers, sorry?
The pregnant lady,
Same problem. The cost is too high, and Singaporeans, until the government recognize, I call this a structural problem. Employers will find all reasons to employ foreigners. Even the CPF is another problem. The high CPF. Now, I want to employ a Singaporean. I say, this is the salary I'm going to pay you. The person says, is this net of CPF? I said, no, this is the salary. But he says, I'm getting less 20%. I can't survive on that. But I says, I'm paying on top of that another 15%. So your cost is a difference of 35%. This is quite a big problem. Okay, so for males, the reservist duty, and then the CPF. That's why more and more employers will find reasons to prefer foreigners. Now, foreigners have to pay a levy. S-Pass got a levy, workers' permit got a levy. Many of you don't know, employment pass got no levy. The family members of employment pass holders can get dependent pass, no levy. So this is very serious problem. Employer will say, I can get an EP, employment pass, I don't have to pay levy, they are much cheaper. And I've been complaining, putting down in my blog, I say the government cannot let employment pass and dependent pass no levy. Must pay the same levy, otherwise the disadvantage of Singaporean is very serious. I want to find another category, graduates. There are more and more graduates who can't find jobs, including or they take a long time to find jobs, including some people that come and ask me for jobs, they got an actuarial degree. They can't find a job. Why? And the answer is simple. If you have too many people with actuarial degree, you got oversupply. Employers only need that many. So after that, the job's not available. So not only in actuarial degree, but in many fields, you might have an oversupply. In fact, I believe that, and it is quite wasteful, people spend 3-4 years to get a degree, and they think that with a degree, they can get a job. But companies don't pay you for the degree. They pay you for what you can do. And the degree got no working experience. So you got a big disadvantage. You are costly, you expect a lot of money, and you can't be productive to companies. So we do have this big problem of too many graduates. And I have got interns working for me from Poly. And every one of them wants to go for a degree. Sure, you can get a place. But after you spend 4 years, you come out, can you get a job? So I told the poly graduates, why don't you work and get working experience? Why do you just want to get a degree? Because a degree will not ensure you a job. Especially when there's oversupply of graduates. We heard about, well, in India, I must say, at one time there are so many graduates unemployed. Because India produced a lot of graduates. Singapore today is the same. We are producing too many graduates, more than what the economy needs. So for young people, I'm quite worried. Well, among the graduates, maybe 50%, maybe 70% can find good jobs. But the last 30% will not be able to get a job. Where can you find jobs? Yes, drive a taxi. Uber, but of course, even taxi can be oversupplied. We are already seeing that. All right?
Taxi they overtake by private car.
Yes, taxi and private transport, private car. So there's going to be oversupply anyway. Well, I met an old colleague, and I asked him, what are you doing now? He says, Mr. Tan, I'm already 70 years old. What can I do? I work in McDonald's. $7 an hour. Well, I'm saying there are jobs available. Only we don't want. $7 an hour is too little. But someone said, it's better than nothing. Why don't you just go in and do the job? Unless it's physically you can't cope, it's better than nothing. So these jobs are available. Only either the pay is too low or your ego is too big. All right, so you don't want to do the job. And I say, go in, take the job, because they also need supervisors. And if you go in with a proper attitude,
so in Australia, the McDonald's is not selling.
I know, but hold on, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that. So you go in and you have a good attitude, responsible. If there's a supervisory job, it goes to you. If you go in with a bad attitude, maybe they also don't want you. So, here you have a job. There are many jobs looking for people. Retail, fast food, security guard, bus drivers, repairman, handyman. Just now I saw the group painting the house. I couldn't get a handyman to come and fix things in my apartment for rental. And they are paying, the handymen are charging very high. So we just need to organize and put in, if you have the skill as a handyman, there are plenty of jobs. But we need the organization. And I think we have to improve our organization. Our organization is very bad. Cleaning. I had a lot of difficulty finding a cleaner for my office. And then one of the active person helping single mothers approached me, and she provided the cleaner for my office. Yes, the cleaner came and was very helpful to her family. Okay, so cleaning, these jobs are available. Marketing. What kind of marketing? Door-to-door marketing. Telephone. Those jobs are available. But there are problems with these jobs. The pay is low. You get paid peanuts, okay? Inconvenient. not flexible, physically demanding. But just choose one of them that you can accept and give it a try. The pay is $7, it's too low. Australia is $16. America, they are fighting for $15 minimum wage, US. Right? Yeah, okay. So, so they are fighting for $15 US, which is $20 Singapore. We do need to raise our minimum wage. How? Go in and help to organize the workers. Be a trade union leader. Because if you organize those people, so Singaporeans, we are very bad at organizing. Now, how many of you know the song, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina? Anybody? Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is, I never left you. Now, this song was very popular in 1996. There was a movie. I loved the song, but I never watched the movie. 2 nights ago, on my YouTube, this movie appeared. I don't know, because a few times in my life, these things happen, coincidental. So I did some research. The woman in the song is Evita, Eva Peron. And when I mentioned this just now, Gilbert says, Peron, the dictator of Argentina, he is not a dictator. The Americans painted him as a dictator. He is a socialist. And he wanted to uplift the wages of the workers in Argentina, the lowly paid workers. So the Peronist movement and Eva Peron helped him and was very popular in the country. I learned that she died from cancer at the age of 32. And I watched the movie and I see how the workers in Argentina came out with support for people who wanted to uplift them. So, to Singaporeans, are you prepared to come out and make your voice heard and do something for other people? Or are you just waiting for people to do things for you? So I like to encourage you to go to YouTube, look for Evita. Very nice songs, but very meaningful story. And because I didn't know the background of Eva Peron, I searched Google, and I could see the history and what the Peron movement stand for. Now, all over the world, now we have been very much under the propaganda, the false propaganda of the Americans. Countries that are trying to do good for uplifting the livelihood of the people, when the government tries to do that, they go into conflict with the capitalists. And the capitalists are the Americans. We all heard about Fidel Castro of Cuba, what a bad dictator he is. Cuba, Fidel Castro is very popular with his people. But to the world outside, it's very bad. Now, in Cuba, education is free, healthcare is free. The cost of living is very low, and the standard is very high. So when Africa has problem with Ebola, who came to help African countries with Ebola? 1,000 doctors from Cuba. Now, these are the things that we don't know. So when you start to read and understand now, then I understand that it is a struggle between working people wanting to have a decent livelihood and the capitalists who want to make the most profit. And sadly, Singapore is an example where the wages of most people are inadequate. And the profits of those capitalists are too high. Okay, so I can only suggest to you two things. Number one, if you are very comfortable, you got enough savings, that's fine. You can don't have to worry. Just pass the time. But if you need money to live on, take any job available. Take it and then form a trade union. Provide the organized. And the other thing is, the other thing I want to say is, we have to make our voice heard. Many of our government policies are no good. The lack of minimum wage, the low wages, the government can increase the wages $10 an hour, not $7, not yet $15. If $10 an hour, at least many of the jobs become more acceptable. All right. So we do need also to make our voice heard with the government. Now, about job opportunities, I run a software development company, and if any of you got some software skills, you can come and work with me. I'm better than the earlier speaker. What is his name? Constantine. Constantine says he got no office. I got an office. Okay, okay, I got quite an interesting project in case any of you are interested. My friend is a quantity surveyor. He worked for a contracting company for 30 years, and he lost his job. But he got the experience of the contracting company. And he said the contractors are in a mess in the terms of the way they organize their work, the way they keep their files, and so on. All right, so they are in a mess. And because I developed software for this kind of things, I developed the software together with him, which is suitable for contractors. And there are plenty of contractors in Singapore, housing, public works, and so on, even in Malaysia. But the problem is, these contracting companies don't know how to use IT, and they can't get people to operate the IT. So therefore, they continue to be using files and very unproductive. So our solution is this. After my software is ready, I will get people working with me who will do the IT work for the contractors. So we provide software plus the people. And this is going to be the same. If you look at the condos in Singapore, they are also managed they can't use IT because they can't get people to do IT. So I'm developing the condo software, which I'm still not able to sell them. But if I can sell them, I sell them together with the support, the administration. So if I am doing the work for you as a contractor, I not only provide the software, I also provide the people to do the input and updating for you. So this is a new concept. So any of you who are interested in this, come and we work together. Just like my friend who is the quantity surveyor, he's working with me to develop a system. And then we still can't sell it because the contractor worry about how to find the staff to operate the system. So if I have staff working for me who can also help the contractor to update the system, that seems to be a good way. Okay, so now I also want to make one more suggestion. Gilbert, are you okay? Another 2-3 minutes, okay. I have a website developed where you can enter in the website the kind of jobs that you are interested to do. So some of the jobs are mentioned here, but then I will add a few more other jobs which are more office-based and admin-based. You enter the details because Gilbert says from time to time he gets requests for people wanting to employ some Singaporean. Then the database can be used to search. So far, I've not been able to get too many people registered there, so I don't have a critical mass. But imagine if I have got 5,000 people there, I think employers will be quite keen to look for people through this database. So I'm going to give out this piece of paper. If you're interested, can pass around to get people to register in my website. Okay, Gilbert, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Tan, maybe you can pass the slip.